Today, she's out sick, and you have to track them yourself. Luckily, she uses UPS. Just pop in our tracking software, and you'll know when your package was delivered and who signed for it in seconds. Now, if only you could use it to find the bathroom key.
How much longer can he last on that battery?
You know, he just doesn't get it. Duracell batteries outlast all other brands. Hey, Larry, sometime today?
Larry Doty for the birdie.
Larry Doty on the lobster.
Hooked it.
Herb.
Okay, I'll get him down.
Herb.
The Copper Top. Tops them all.
Get up and at 'em Friday because JCPenney opens extra early for store-wide doorbuster savings. Save an additional 10% on select sale items between 7:30 and 11 a.m. Friday only during the after Thanksgiving sale at JCPenney.
NFL Live is brought to you by IBM. There is a difference. By JCPenney, doing it right. And by RCA, changing entertainment again.
Well, he's not having his greatest season, but still, as Thurman Thomas goes, so go the Buffalo Bills. When he has a big game, the Bills win. Meanwhile, Barry Sanders is having a year to remember for Detroit. He could become only the third man in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards in a season. Quite a pair of running backs on display in Pontiac today. Throw in Emmitt Smith, who plays in the late game this afternoon, and you have a real Thanksgiving football feast. Both Thomas and Sanders came out of Oklahoma State, where they were 2 years apart. Their styles are very different, but there's no denying the greatness of these two guys. Do you like this national showcase situation that Thanksgiving Day presents?
I do, because when I really look at it back over my 7-year career, this is the first time that I've ever faced off against a guy like Barry Sanders. You know, I faced off against Emmitt, you know, who's a good friend of mine, but from an old college standpoint, this is the first time regular season or playoffs or whatever that I really went head-to-head, and I'm excited about it.
Are you looking forward to being on the same field with him again?
Depends on whether we win or lose. I'll be happy to see him afterwards if we win the game.
I don't give a damn what y'all say or how y'all go about saying it. We're going to do it the way we want to do it.
Had any good face-offs with the media lately?
No, not lately. Not lately. But you know, I over the past couple of years, I have had a couple of little incidents with the media. Y'all want to talk about controversy? I'll give y'all some controversy, because there's no controversy on this Buffalo Bills football team. We're a good football team. If nobody don't like it, you don't have to write about it, all right? I tend to blow up a little bit because some of the questions that I do get asked, and I look at the person that asked those questions, and they probably never played football or never even really watched football.
I remember him just kind of, you know, being the man on campus. Yeah, I mean, because I watched him in high school, obviously, because Oklahoma State was recruiting me on my senior year, and I think he was a sophomore or junior when I was a senior in high school, and I just remember going down to Stillwater and watching him run over people and run through people, and then he was, you know, he just kind of the big, you know, senior.
Football hero.
Yeah.
I think it was his freshman year, the opening kickoff. You know, we didn't really know what type of player he was. The opening kickoff, he took it back 100 yards. And then I was saying, this guy's going to be pretty good. And then the following year, opening kickoff again, he takes it back another 100. Now, this is 2 years in a row. And then after I leave, I'm like, wow, I'm glad I'm out of there, because this guy might have been on the verge of taking my starting job. And once I left, you know, he won the Heisman Trophy. At that point in time, I knew this guy was going to be something special when he got in the National Football League.
Has it been tough to see him fall short of the Super Bowl the last 4 years?
I look at it different. I've been, it's been tough for me to watch.
He's been a lot closer than you have.
He's been in the actual game, so you know, hopefully he has a little compassion for me.
It would have been interesting to see both you guys in the same backfield at Oklahoma State.
No, because I wasn't going to block for him, and he wasn't going to block for me.
Thurman and Barry. Let's go back to Joe Gibbs. Two very different situations for these two guys, Joe.
Yeah, it is. Thurman's been on a great football team. Barry Sanders, the thing that amazes me about him, he reminds me a lot about Walter Payton's first part of his career. He's been carrying the load himself, a lot of it here in Detroit. It reminds me of Peyton because all of a sudden Ditka comes on the scene, they get a quarterback, they get defense, and he goes to a Super Bowl. You'd hate to see Barry Sanders miss that, but he is carrying a bigger load, I think, than Thurman is right now for his team.
All right, Joe, you coached him. Does Walter Payton remind you of Barry Sanders and vice versa?
I think very much so. I think they got great discipline, great work ethic. I think the thing about is class. I mean, both of these guys are classy. I think they're both good examples for what a football player should be today and for young people.
All right, Mike, we have about 20 minutes till game time in Pontiac. Coming up, Ahmad visits with the Bills' Bruce Smith. But first, the Lions passing combo offers some holiday wishes.
Hi, I'm Dave Craig. On behalf of my family and me, we're wishing you all a happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, this is Herman Moore of the Detroit Lions. From me and my family, I would like to wish my family and friends from Danville, Virginia, a very happy Thanksgiving and a safe holiday.
Listen, this stuff that we make, it's powerful. It makes you powerful. Stuff that we make, it's power. Take it, listen, gather up your ideas, run with them. It makes you powerful. Just do something amazing. We're in your corner, and we can't wait to see what you're going to do. Stuff that we make, listen, listen.
Friday morning, the holiday start at 6 a.m. at Walmart.
Men's quilted flannel shirts are $9.94, and a 10-pack of men's athletic socks is only $4.44.
Incredible savings, Friday only, 5 hours only, at Walmart.
Boys' Rustler Stonewashed jeans are $6.96, and women's terry cloth robes in assorted colors are only $14.94.
Friday morning from 6 to 11, the holiday start with savings. The holiday starts at Walmart.
Shop to win in the Discover Card Big Payback. That's what Vincent and Marge Honer did. They just won 50 grand in our weekly bonus prize drawing. You could be a winner, too. Every time you use your card, you're automatically entered in the Big Payback. So keep shopping, because we'll be dropping more $50,000 bonus prizes before the ultimate $1 million grand prize. It pays to Discover. The card with the Big Payback.
This holiday season, Radio Shack has a 486 AST Advantage computer on sale for the incredible price of $49 a month for 24 months with no interest.
Hey, there's lots of good reasons to buy one for the family. Dolores could balance her checkbook with it. Little Jimmy can do his homework. I can put the money we save right into his college fund. 0% interest, 24 months, $49 a month only at Radio Shack.
Just what is the meaning of rich? Is it how much you love somebody, as in for richer or poorer? Or is it how much you'd like to be the richest guy in the world and do nothing but sit in richly decorated rooms, eating rich foods, and answering every single question with, oh, that's rich. But then that would only happen if you suddenly hit on something and struck it rich, the way Maxwell House just did with its new richer-tasting instant coffee. Which brings us back to the true meaning of rich, found only in that perfect cup of coffee the world loves to hug.
Look at some of the New England Patriots distributing Thanksgiving meal baskets to needy families in the Boston area, including team owner Robert Kraft. Like most teams, the Pats are practicing early and taking the afternoon off. Will McDonough joins us now from Foxborough. Happy Thanksgiving, Will.
Hey, Greg, the same to you and everybody there in New York today. We're going to start talking about a couple of possible moves that could take place in the NFL. First, we said a few weeks ago that we thought the Rams would be moving to St. Louis. We now understand that announcement will be made within the next 2 weeks. And when the Rams do make the announcement, they'll go to the NFL and ask for a vote of approval from the rest of the owners. Secondly, we've been told that Toronto is going to make a strong bid to try to buy the Tampa Bay franchise and move it to that city. We've been told that the Labatt's Brewery, a powerful figure in sports in Toronto, is behind the bid. Now, the irony here is just about a month ago, the National Football League asked Ralph Wilson, the owner of the Buffalo Bills, to talk about playing a couple of regular season games in the future in Toronto to pioneer that city for expansion. Now you might see something happen sooner than that. Let's move to Michigan and Michigan State, where George Perlis is coaching his last game this weekend. We understand that Michigan State's going to look toward the NFL for its next head coach. They have asked Cleveland for permission to talk to defensive coordinator Nick Saban and also talk to Green Bay about talking to offensive coordinator Sherman Lewis. Both of these gentlemen have coached at Michigan State in the past. A change might be coming at the top of the Detroit Lions. Bill Ford Sr., who has controlled that franchise for over 30 years, is said by friends to be ready to step aside and pass the torch over to Bill Ford Jr. If this happens, it could mean some problems for head coach Wayne Fontes, who has been very close to Bill Sr. And let's talk about the Buffalo Bills one more time. I'm told by people up there that Frank Reich, their fine backup quarterback, may be leaving the team in free agency next year, heading towards Carolina, where his good friend Bill Polian is now the general manager. Reich wants to be a starter. He's 33 years old. He knows if he stays in Buffalo, he's still behind Jim Kelly. This gives him an opportunity to start and make more money. Greg?
All right, Will, thanks very much. Some other NFL news involving playoff contenders. The Chargers' Stan Humphries underwent arthroscopic surgery earlier this week on his non-throwing elbow, but he is expected to start against the Rams Sunday. Mike Tomczak is all but certain to start for the Steelers in place of Neil O'Donnell in their big game against the Raiders. The Cleveland Browns have opted for Vinny Testaverde over Mark Rippon as their starting quarterback against Houston. And to reiterate a story Jim Gray reported earlier, Reggie White will play for the Packers in Dallas today, despite the sprained elbow. Let's go back to Joe Gibbs now, who coached against Reggie White all those years. What does Reggie do to you, Joe?
Reggie, the thing that Reggie gives you is a great off-field presence. This guy has a great sense of humor. Joe Buell and I had called him some names. We get him in the Pro Bowl. The first thing he does is walks back on the bus and he goes, and I remember the names you two guys called me, too. He's got a great sense of humor, plus he's very aggressive. And his personality has a way of taking a leadership role. Even in a Pro Bowl situation, he was a leader for us.
All right, Joe, thank you. Great defensive end, and Buffalo's got a pretty good defensive end themselves. Let's go back to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Greg. Bruce Smith, when he is healthy, is still one of the best defensive linemen around. And certainly he's thinking about today's game against Detroit and the Bills' struggle to get back to the playoffs. But on this Thanksgiving's Day, he's also thinking about his ailing father and his wonderful son, Austin. Carmen has said that you're like two people. Carmen, who is your wife, she said that on the field, monster. Come home with your little son, and all of a sudden you're just like a big daddy.
Yeah, pretty much. I can't wait until he gets old enough for me to really be able to enjoy him and take him around to parks and chew a little basketball with him, play a little baseball, and just do the fun things that all fathers should do with their sons.
I noticed you didn't say football.
No. That's going to be totally his choice. I'm not going to influence him to do one or the other. Like I said, I've been through a lot in this game, and I know later on down the line my body's going to be aching, and I don't want his body to feel like mine will feel. Ain't that right?
I think he agrees.
He has emphysema. He's had a pacemaker for about 11 or 12 years. He's had about 3 heart attacks. And the list keeps going on. I have to go through some changes, seeing him deteriorate the way he is right now.
I know that last year, one of your concerns, and probably always one of your concerns, has been your father, your father's health. You had mentioned one time that you felt, it was sort of a weird feeling, you felt so powerful on the field, yet so helpless off the field because you couldn't do anything about your father's health. How are you doing?
Powerless. I felt completely powerless. It was in God's hands. All we could do was, bless you, all we could do is basically pray for him, and the doctors had given up hope on him, and we just didn't know what to do, and somehow or another he pulled through. He's not in the best of shape, but he's hanging in there, and thank God I'll be able to spend Thanksgiving with him.
Now, how has he dealt with this third generation of Smith?
I think it's kept him around a little longer. I truly believe it has. He's losing part of his sight, but he's able to hold him and feel him, and I tell you, when he does hold him. I think he gets part of his sight back because he always says he's a handsome-looking fella.
Well, Bruce's son Austin is already down in Virginia with his grandfather, and Bruce will fly down after the game to join them tonight, and we will be back with our picks of the week in just a moment.
You're about to enter a new era in television. With this 18-inch RCA satellite dish, you get CD quality sound, 150 channels, and a digital picture so sharp, so real, it raises home theater to a new level. The RCA digital satellite system. Television will never be the same.
Craftsman offers so much. There's something for every wish list. Like this versatile Craftsman detail sander or this Craftsman 3-drawer tool chest. Your choice, only $39.99. Only at Sears.
How many chances do you have in your life to change the quality of life in your own community? That's one of the reasons American Express card members are continuing the Charge Against Hunger. You can go look into the eyes of people and see that they're doing better. Helped in a real way. Helped by getting a meal. Helped by getting a chance to get back on their feet.
Every time you use your American Express card, you'll help provide a meal for someone who's hungry. So help raise another $5 million, because the Charge Against Hunger is on again.
Hello?
Hi, Jan from the paper calling to confirm your fax.
Go ahead.
The ad reads, for sale, fax machine, answering machine, speakerphone.
Introducing the compact Presario. With fax machine, message center, speakerphone, and CD-ROM drive built in, it's one business tool that could replace a lot of others.
Going out of business, huh?
Actually, I'm just getting started.
Polaroid asked me Sinbad needs supermodels to demonstrate a sleek, stylish Captiva camera. It holds the pictures inside the camera's special pocket till you take them out and put them in your pocket. My pocket. The Polaroid Captiva.
Get up and at 'em Friday, because JCPenney opens extra early for store-wide doorbuster savings. Save an additional 10% on select sale items between 7:30 and 11 a.m. Friday only during the after Thanksgiving sale at JCPenney.
What I gotta worry about is the road, man. Hotel rooms, you know, room service food. I'm gonna bring a vegetable juicer with me, you know, just travel with it. When I get to a town, I'm just gonna find a farmer's market, go get fresh vegetables and juice. I got a really powerful will, but I just don't know where to direct it sometimes, you know? Like, I knew I was hungry, and I knew I had to get food, and I did, you know? That's an example of my willpower. You know, it's just that, I didn't have time to go get the vegetables this morning.
The Pick of the Week is brought to you by American Honda, who has been making quality cars in America for the past 12 years. Joe Gibbs was the only winner last week, so he's tied for the lead. We'll have this week's picks right after this message from Honda.
Ever wonder what bears really do in the woods? The Passport from Honda.
Only 2 games to pick from. Just about everybody's looking at the Bills and the Lions. Will McDonough likes the Bills in a close game. Joe and Mike and Ahmad all like the Lions, who are usually tough at home. I'm going to be different and take the Packers over the Cowboys, and we will see you all at halftime. We'll be joined live by Don Shula and Boomer Esiason. We hope you enjoy the game, everyone.
It's the funniest comedies in history in the funniest show of the year.
Ricky, this is it.
The best moments from 40 years of TV's funniest families, 10, 9 Central, NBC Saturday.
There's something new lurking in the night. Something wild. Something that can't be tamed. And now he wants you to come out and play. Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.
At Scott Paper, we know you care enough to give your family the softness they deserve. And we know the value of a little extra effort. So today's 2-ply Cottonelle bathroom tissue is our softest, thickest ever. It's like we've always said. You can feel the Podney softness.
It's amazing how easy it is to increase the fiber in your favorite cereal. Just sprinkle on a quarter cup of 100% bran cereal. It's the easy way to enjoy all the goodness and good taste of your favorite cereal while adding more wheat fiber to your diet. So go ahead and sprinkle it on. A quarter cup of 100% bran will provide a high source of fiber. With 100% bran cereal, a sprinkle is all it takes.
To those who think a full-bodied beer can't be real red, yet real smooth, we say, where you been living? In a cave? Red Wolf is here. Follow your instincts.